I saw AVNJ make his video on this, like, a while ago, and I'm gonna make mine, because this video is just so fucking weird. What if you got swallowed by a Goliath fish? Is my mic on? Yeah, okay. But yeah, what if you got swallowed by a Goliath fish? And this video is just fucking wild. Yeah, shout out to AVNJ, because I got the idea from him. I saw him make a video on this, so yeah.
You might want to stay on the boat. This part of the ocean doesn't belong to you.
The ocean doesn't belong to anyone. That's kind of a weird statement. It's like saying, it's kind of like if you went to a zoo, and, a zoo animal escaped and went after you, and you're like, oh, the zoo doesn't belong to you. Yeah, it doesn't belong to you, because that's kind of a bad comparison. Okay, never mind. But the ocean doesn't belong to anyone, so yeah.
It belongs to this beast.
Okay, maybe the ocean is owned by, like, some countries, but, like, it's not, like, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying. Of course the ocean doesn't belong to you, a random civilian.
Atlantic Goliath Grouper. And if you wander too close to these shadows, you may not come back out.
He's just going into an underwater cave.
So, what would happen if this giant devoured you?
Okay, so that fish, the Goliath grouper was eating a fish on a stick.
If you wander too close to these shadows, you may not come back out. So, what would happen if this giant...
You see, or maybe not on a stick, but you see the fish right there? This fish?
And devoured...
It went after the fish, not the human. It wasn't attacking the human.
You. What part of you would the fish eat first?
Whatever it wants, and also it would not eat you in the first place. It simply would not eat a human. I mean, maybe it would bite you, but it's not gonna eat you.
Could you outswim this predator? Or would you have...
This is where I fucking lost it. When I saw AVNJ's video on this is where I lost it. This is just fucking ridiculous. This is just... I have no words. Like, come on. Come on. Are you serious?
To escape out its other end. Yeah, that end. This is What If. And here's what would happen if you were swallowed by a grouper. Reaching weights of up to 360 kilograms and lengths of almost 2.5 meters, the Atlantic...
Do you know what else is... Well, okay, humans aren't 2.5 meters, but they're kind of close. A human is, like, maybe, like... Okay, maybe not necessarily close, but a human can be, like, 6 feet tall. 2.5 meters is not too far off from that. If a Goliath grouper were to try to eat a 6-foot-tall human, it would struggle.
Goliath grouper fish stalks its prey from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. This massive fish can take down small sharks and even an occasional human.
To be completely fair, that shark was disabled. It was on a fishing hook. And also, maybe it would bite a person, but it's not going to eat a person.
Their lack of fear has allowed humans to get...
Like, I'm not going to lie, this is kind of intimidating, but it's not going to end up eating you. It might bite you, but it can't eat you.
Close to them and hunt them to dangerously low levels. With their numbers down by 80%, the Atlantic Goliath grouper is a critically endangered species. Plus, its slow speed makes it...
Is this even an Atlantic giant grouper? What is this?
An easy target. So, how could a fish this slow catch you?
Do you even know what ambush hunting is?
An opportunistic predator, the Goliath grouper can spend hours in dark holes waiting for the right moment to eat everything in its path.
You say it eats everything in its path, meanwhile you show it peacefully swimming next to small fish and humans.
Type of grouper lures large fish and invertebrates by just opening its mouth. And if you linger for too long in one area, this predator could eat you alive.
I call cap.
Its mouth opening is so huge that the negative pressure it exerts sucks everything in its vicinity inside the grouper's mouth.
And you see, like, how those fish didn't even get caught by it?
Could eat you alive. Its mouth opening is so huge that the negative pressure it exerts sucks everything in its vicinity inside.
Those fish didn't even get caught. Those fish just, like, swam away. So, no, it didn't catch everything in its vicinity. It didn't catch everything in its... whatever. It didn't catch everything near it.
The grouper's mouth. But what would this rapid change in
Oh my god, this channel is fucking ridiculous.
pressure do to your body? The inside of your body builds up nitrogen gas when you swim deep underwater. When you're near the surface, your body can expel the gas quickly, but when you've been down deep, you need to ascend slowly and give your tissue time to let the gas out naturally.
What does this have to do with a Goliath grouper supposedly eating a human?
When your body undergoes a sudden shift in pressure, the excess nitrogen in your body could expand and form bubbles in your bloodstream.
Oh, I see, because it uses the negative pressure to suck in its prey. Well, it's not even gonna really eat you in the first place.
If the negative pressure was too intense, it could give you a stroke or even paralyze you on the spot. But could you get away from this fish? It's not that fast, right? Well, you might be able to outswim this Goliath, but you would also have to survive its tremendous sonic blast.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Do I have to say anything? It's like a fucking kaiju.
This beast might contract the muscles around its swim bladder and release a shockwave that would stun you.
Maybe a small fish, but a human? Sonic blast. It's so stupid, bro. It, like... you just show a bunch of humans just swimming by it with nothing happening. And it's like, well, you show, like, humans swimming with it. Maybe a few of them get bit, but, like, it doesn't fucking release a sonic blast on them. I don't think that's gonna kill a human. Maybe another fish, but...
So, you'd need to keep moving. But, if this monster came at you full
Monster! Guys, the Goliath Grouper's a monster, wow.
speed, it would have its mouth open, sucking in the water and everything around it.
You already showed it doing that behavior, supposedly, and the fish didn't even get sucked in its mouth, it just swam away.
And while this grouper could have up to
It's literally being cleaned by cleaner fish. It's not even feeding.
5 rows
There's literally a cleaner fish in its fucking mouth. It's not eating.
of pointed
The
teeth,
fish just swam in and swam out.
they aren't for chewing.
Okay, I don't know if that was a cleaner fish, but you get the point. A little fish swam in its mouth and swam back out and was fine.
They're for keeping you inside and moving you further into its hungry mouth.
Bruh, this thing is not gonna fucking eat a human.
Unless you
Is
have
this like Jaws or something?
an oxygen tank, you will drown inside this cavity.
Bruh, what the fuck am I watching? It's like... it's so stupid.
Water would fill your lungs, and with your
Dude, whatever whatever this shark is, it's way bigger than the Goliath grouper, okay?
air cut off, you would experience severe brain damage. But if you had some way to breathe in here, this horrific journey wouldn't end in the Goliath's mouth. From this enormous cavern,
What even is this? Is this like... Okay, it's... I'm sure Reptile Channel would have a fun time watching this.
you would travel down the fish's esophagus into its stomach. And there, you might meet an even worse end. Like being stuck in a washing machine.
What the fuck? Dude, you're not even gonna make it there. It's not even gonna be able to eat you. It's not gonna swallow you whole. It won't be able to. It's not gonna release the sonic blast. It's not gonna gonna cause your blood cells to explode or whatever. It's not going to swallow you whole. It might bite you and swim away, but like...
The fish's stomach would churn and grind you while coating you with its digestive enzymes.
A human's not gonna fucking fit in there.
Unfortunately...
Oh god, it's this movie. It's Reptile Channel's favorite movie. I've seen them use this in their videos.
This massive muscular organ
It's so educational. A CG, puppet animatronic snake.
evolved to hold large prey just like you.
Yeah, just like you. Just like a fully grown adult human. Totally.
But don't worry, you only have one stop left. Although, I don't think you're going to like it.
No! God! Is this like made for like 2-year-olds of how like stupid this is?
If you think you could escape out the back door of this fish, think again. The pylorus, the sphincter muscle, prevents any waste from getting through
Is that
until the
fucking chocolate? Oh my god.
fish is ready. Yeah, you would have to wait until the fish expels its waste before you could think about swimming away. If your body somehow survived this attack, your mind would be disoriented and scared. You would need to control your breathing and watch the direction of your exhalation bubbles. Follow them up to the surface and remember, go slowly. After everything you've been through, the last thing you need is the bends. An encounter with an Atlantic Goliath grouper could leave you stunned, drowned, or even dead. And even if you escaped, you would be alone in the cold, dark water. And you'd be even more vulnerable. Geez, what if you were swallowed by a whale?
Don't get me fucking started. A baleen whale cannot swallow a human. Screw it, I'm watching that next. Oh, my younger self gave this a like. I don't think that's gonna last. If this is good, I'll give it back, but I don't think I'm gonna give them their like back.
Something is lurking in the water. Do you see it?
Baleen whales cannot swallow humans. End of story.
Close calls like this happen with whales
It's not even feeding, it's fucking breaching the water.
more often than you might expect. And although the people in these videos got away relatively unscathed,
You know why? Because the whales are smart enough to not try to eat people. The whales know they can't eat you, so they stay the fuck out of your way.
there's no denying that they were just meters away from being a whale's lunch.
Even if you got in its mouth, which does happen from time to time, if I'm being honest, some people have gotten stuck in the whale's mouth, it spits you back out, because it cannot swallow you. Their throat is too small, it cannot swallow a human. It just spits you back out. This has happened before. Baleen whales have gotten people in their mouths, and they just spit them out.
But what would happen if they hadn't been so lucky?
A human's not gonna fit.
Could a human body...
Okay, so this is a toothed whale from Pinocchio or something. This is not an accurately sized whale. This is like Pinocchio, right? I think it's like the whale from Pinocchio. So whales aren't actually that big. A sperm whale could swallow a human, and then you'd be fucked. You'd be dead.
survive being swallowed by a whale?
Toothed whales like sperm whales can.
Has it ever happened before? This is What If.
Isn't that Finding Nemo?
And here's what would happen if you were swallowed by a whale. If you've never...
If they admit that baleen whales cannot eat humans, but they still insist on the Goliath grouper bullshit, I don't know. It's just...
I'm sure you've all heard of Jaws.
What did I just click on?
You've never seen a whale up close, it's hard to comprehend just how monstrous they can really be. To put it in perspective, the blue whale is the largest
That's not a blue whale.
animal on the planet. Its tongue alone weighs as much as an elephant,
Yeah, this is Finding Nemo.
and it can fit anywhere between 400 and 500 people in its mouth. But we wouldn't have to worry about one of these guys swallowing us anytime soon, because their anatomy makes it nearly...
Okay, and that's a sperm whale, and a sperm whale can eat a human. Are these sperm whales or are these a different whale? These are tooth whales for sure.
Impossible. Instead, we should be more concerned with their smaller cousins, sperm whales.
Okay, so they actually admit that, which is good. I don't know why they insisted on the Goliath grouper bullshit, but at least they admit that baleen whales cannot eat humans.
In 1891, reports emerged that a man had been swallowed by one of these whales. And although he lived to tell the tale,
I'm not gonna lie, that photo, I know it's a drawing, but that's disturbing. Look at this, there's something about this, like, sketch just looks disturbing, I'm not gonna lie.
he would never be the same again. According to the story, James Bartley was swallowed when a whale attacked his ship.
Okay, I don't think whales are that big. I could be wrong, but I think that looks too big.
And he wasn't retrieved until the following day. When the crew found and killed the whale, they quickly brought it on board their ship and cut it open, revealing an unconscious but very alive James Bartley.
I have some doubts. I mean, maybe, but like, that's just, there's a lot of stuff that would have gone wrong for him.
His face and arms were bleached white, and he was blind, all thanks to the stomach acids of the whale. However, as the years went by, people started poking holes in this story and questioned whether James had really been swallowed by a whale. I mean, wouldn't the stomach acids do more damage than just bleaching his skin? Well, with the power of science, we took a closer look, and we quickly discovered that if you get swallowed by a
And
whale,
you're showing a baleen whale again when you admitted they can't eat people.
coming back out with shiny white skin would be the least of your worries. Okay, so
Okay, stop showing baleen whales. You already admitted they can't eat people. Show the sperm whale, like you said.
the first thing you'd have to
This is like a toy.
worry about once you were swallowed would be getting shredded to pieces by the sperm whale's impressive set of teeth. Each tooth is approximately 20 centimeters long. That's about the length of an average chef knife, and whales have anywhere from 40 to 50 of these.
Well, it's not as sharp, so it would probably crush you.
Let's say you're lucky enough to make it past all of them.
What the fuck am I even looking at? This looks like one of those Trevor Henderson creatures.
You'd begin your descent down the throat. Not only would it be dark and slimy down here, but you'd also find it hard to breathe due to the lack of oxygen and an increase in methane gas. As the whale's throat muscles
The way this is edited just feels so weird. Like, this is not the way anatomy works.
constricted in and out to help force you down, you'd also start to feel hydrochloric acid beginning to eat away at your skin. I know what you're thinking. We just got into this whale and James Bartley's story already seems pretty fishy. Well, you're not wrong, but what would be the fun in stopping now?
Stop showing the baleen whales. They can't eat people.
So next, you'd be dropped into the first and largest of the whale's 4 stomachs. You'd probably be in there for a while, but on the bright side, you might have some light in the form of a bioluminescent squid or two being noshed on after your arrival. Sperm whales love neon flying squid. You'd better enjoy.
What is even happening? They aren't even connected right. Why is it connected right there? And then they're not even connected right. Come on, you're lazy, but you can do better than that.
This brief light show because after this, you'd just be tossed from one stomach to the next, with the acids breaking down
Is the background just like meat or something? Like, it's not.
almost all of your body until you're just a bunch of bones being unceremoniously ejected
And you're showing a baleen whale again, which is not able to eat a person.
from the whale's anus. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say that there's no way you could be swallowed whole by a whale and live to tell the tale. Sorry, James, you may have been able to fool people in the 1890s, but we're on to you now. As vast as they are and as monstrous as they might seem to us, whales actually have no interest in eating humans.
I mean, this video is better, but it's still weird. Like, yeah, this video is better, but it's just still weird. I mean, I'm just not gonna leave a like or a dislike. It's weird. It has problems, but it's not as bad as the other one. The other one's worse.
Not
like,
sure
this
who
is
owns it.
worse. This one's worse, but yeah.